Sussex is done. Meg Flinches as Willy reveals his documentary 4 proofs against Sussex's Netflix film. The 40-year-old Prince of Wales, who is married to Catherine, Princess of Wales, and has 3 children, is teaming up with ITV for the series, which will follow him throughout the UK as he makes a number of public appearances while launching a homelessness initiative, the effort that gives Meghan Markle shivers of terror because she fears Prince William would testify against Prince Harry and the royal family in defence of his claims. A TV source told the Sun newspaper, "This is pretty extraordinary, it's never been done before. Generally access to senior royals is very limited and totally controlled, but William clearly wants to change that. He's keen to highlight his work, particularly on a homeless project which was a subject very close to his mother's heart, and to connect with the public on a new level. He knows all too well how important it is that the monarchy develops a more modern relationship with the British people. TV is a great way to do that." Royal sources are quick to point out that Prince Harry and Duchess Meghan's shocking Netflix documentary series was nothing like Prince William's upcoming film. The source added, "This is a dramatic contrast to what Harry has been doing. William has invited cameras to follow him as he fulfills his duties, giving a proper insight into himself and his work as Prince of Wales. This isn't anything like his brother's TV appearances." Furthermore, after announcing that Charles, in his own words, would be released on Disney, Sussex appears to have lost favour with the streaming service. Tom Jennings, the director of the first royal documentary, Diana, in her own words, in which the late princess tells her life story, particularly remembers the early production phases with great detail. Jennings travelled to London after persuading British novelist and journalist Andrew Morton to let him use the audio he had directly from Diana for his book. It was pouring rain. Andrew Morton's publisher's office is, of course, something right out of Hogwarts. We went in a small writer's room. An assistant brought in a big tray of tea, because she knew we were going to be there a long time, and he hit play, says Jennings. For 7 straight hours we sat, listening to these tapes as if Diana was sitting right in the room with us, telling us her life story. His documentary was a success, begging for a follow-up. But when it was time to give the same treatment to Diana's ex-husband, the soon-to-be crowned King Charles III, Jennings had to employ a different playbook. "There are no Morton tapes for Charles," he says. "It would have made things much, much easier." Instead, to dig deeper into the story of a man many think they know, Jennings uses rare clips of the monarch, ranging from newly digitized and previously unaired news footage from his trips to Australia to playtime with his young sons. Often using the media perspective as an introduction to themes like Charles, the rebel prince, the story is fleshed out either by close confidants like the private secretary to the late Queen Elizabeth or a close school friend. We were very conscious of the fact that Charles himself, even with all the access we had to rare or unheard material, couldn't give enough context to the bigger story. So, we created a template that we followed, says Jennings. We peel back the layer in the storytelling to get closer to the meat on the bone, which is Charles. It feels like there are so many parallels that you can draw between Charles and Harry, in terms of their frustration with the constraints of the system. There's now a relationship on the fritz between father and son, but if you look back at what Charles did, it's not so different from what his son was trying to do, in defining his role as a new kind of royal. Harry is attempting to pursue his own goals, be his own man, be himself, and be a rebel. Like his father, I believe he holds strong opinions about several subjects. When you consider it, they discuss topics that are quite similar. This is not a very far-off apple. In my perspective, it's all of this additional familial stuff. I haven't heard anyone mention this, but I believe a lot of it is related to the death of his mother, assigning blame, and the resulting grief and wrath. Leaving that aside, everything else he's doing is quite similar to what his father has done. In fact, he would likely be a lot stronger supporter of the rebel causes than his brother would ever be if they hadn't had a falling out. Sussex is done. Meg Flinches as Willy reveals his documentary 4 proofs against Sussex's Netflix film. The 40-year-old Prince of Wales, who is married to Catherine, Princess of Wales, and has 3 children, is teaming up with ITV for the series, which will follow him throughout the UK as he makes a number of public appearances while launching a homelessness initiative, the effort that gives Meghan Markle shivers of terror because she fears Prince William would testify against Prince Harry and the royal family.